Some stunning images, and I know that we've had many viewers here in Ontario that have contributed as well to our Weather Network community. Krissy Vann along with you, and as we look today, a lot of the photos you'll send in, I'm sure will be soggy. We have this cold front here, and ahead of the cold front, we've had some pulses of heavy rain along the QEW through the 401, and mixed in with this, we have also been dealing with the risk of some embedded thunderstorms. This is all going to push out by tomorrow. High pressure then moves in place, so much drier air, but much cooler air. By Wednesday, look at this. These are our high temperatures in the mid-teens, so this is going to feel awfully fresh as we've been so spoiled through the fall season when it comes to temperatures. Through Thursday, the cool down continues, so we will stay with calm conditions, but just 14 in Newmarket, Toronto at 15. Further to the north, for overnight temperatures, there's even some negative degrees in the mix. By Friday, this is one of our coolest days of the work week. In fact, it is, with Toronto at just 13 degrees. So you're definitely going to have the opportunity to bust out all those fall sweaters. That's the one point of fall that many of us get excited about. Through Saturday, we're just sitting at 12 degrees, and we also have the threat of some showers moving through. They are going to be isolated in nature, but a cool shower. And look at these overnight lows in the single digits. So certainly when you're sending the little ones out to school in the morning, you want to make sure that they've got the warm clothing on. It could be worse though. Look at Edmonton. They were at the 20-degree mark through this week, and they're going to be greeted with flurries by end week. Coming up through the hour, we're going to have more details on this tropical storm Joaquin and how it could potentially impact you. Some good advice, because it is the season of warm soups, fall sweaters, pumpkin everything, and unfortunately, typically the time we tend to catch a cold. Krissy Vann along with you. Big changes this week. This is where we should be. Average high temperature 18.1. This has been steadily dropping day after day. And ironically, so are our temperatures. A big change. Of course, we've had that soaking rain through many areas in southern Ontario today. By this evening, a couple lingering showers in the Niagara region and temperatures in the mid to upper teens. Overnight, we are sitting in the low teens. So we do have clear skies. You can open up the window, freshen things up, but you'll probably need a thicker blanket. And look at this. Do you remember just in the beginning of September when our feels like map was showing 30s and even a 40 here and there? Well, now in Timmins, -3 is what it feels like overnight, and even chilly in Toronto, only going to feel like 10. As we look into Wednesday afternoon, that cold front that brought all the rainfall, this is what we have in behind it, a much fresher air mass, temperatures in the mid to low teens. Years along the Bay of Fundy, and as we look today is really the peak. So at 1:08 in the afternoon, they are looking at a height of 8.8 meters above sea level. That was the reality that they were seeing. As well in Atlantic Canada, they're becoming a big story. The same cold front that impacted us today is going to continue eastward, but it's going to feed on a lot of tropical moisture that's present. So if you have friends in southern New Brunswick, you may want to give them a heads up. They have the potential of picking up 100 to 150 millimeters of rain. Now in our long range forecast, our first system we're experiencing today clears out. We have high pressure. But do you see this? This model is showing the risk that we have of seeing some impacts of tropical storm Joaquin that we will be talking about through the hour. But this is a look in Atlantic Canada of some of the impressive totals of rain that we could potentially be seeing. Luckily for us, though, by Thursday and Friday, we're seeing lots of sunshine, although we will have that much fresher air in place. So bundle up. Of course, we've seen that potential as well of embedded thunderstorms. Krissy Vann with you, and some good news if you're not a fan of the rain. We are going to see this front pushing through high pressure in behind, but it's going to feel significantly cooler than what we've been experiencing. Show you what I mean. Through Wednesday, we're just in the mid-teens, so actually dropping below our seasonal average. So this is going to feel awfully fresh. Luckily, the sun is going to be out, and as we take an extended look, I mean, in Mount Forest, just 13 degrees through Barrie at 14, so not even making it to the halfway mark. Looking through Thursday, we have mainly sunny skies, but a brisk northeast wind, so it's going to be feeling even more fresh as we head through late week. Very cool, 13 degrees on Friday. We really haven't experienced temperatures like this as of late, and the weekend also on the chilly side at 12 degrees. I want to point out the overnight lows in the single digits, so it is all about the layering this time of year. Hamilton, you're also going to see the cool down, and Friday, Saturday, the potential of some isolated showers moving through. You dry out next week, but we're still just recovering back to our seasonal average of 17 degrees. Angry Planet is coming up in about 30 seconds, but a quick peek at your forecast from southwestern Ontario all the way into southern Quebec. We are looking at the risk of thunderstorms. We have been dealing with some of those pulses of heavy rain. By this evening, some lingering cloud cover and a cool down. Toronto at 17, Hamilton still seeing some showers and 16 degrees. And as we look further out, the impacts of that cold front certainly noticeable to the north, where Timmins is going to be sitting at -2, overnight Toronto at 13, so it will be a fresh one for you to open up the windows. The conclusion of this episode of Angry Planet in about 30 seconds, but let's look at your forecast by the evening. The rain, the showers moving out, a couple lingering pockets in the Niagara region and eastern Ontario. By Wednesday, fresher air, temperatures in the mid-teens, but the sunshine makes a triumphant return. And then we have this massive low pressure system, same cold front going to impact Atlantic Canada, but it is feeding on tropical moisture. We'll have continued coverage on this here at the Weather Network. Meanwhile, southern Ontario, you are going to dry out with high pressure moving in place. Let's join up with Angry Planet.